What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. It's your boy Fern, and today I wanted to cover a topic that hopefully helps some of you. I know this will be helpful because I didn't find great videos when I was first learning, and hopefully this is something you find valuable. And I wanted to cover how to get the best image out of your camera. So first, let's talk lenses. The lens I'm using to record this video, and honestly, I see these lenses being so overlooked these days, is prime lenses. Right now I'm using the 35mm f1.4.
Oh my god! Wow!
Shooting at f1.4.
Nice.
And as you can see, what it provides is a low aperture, which gives me this nice blur around me. And I'll find some examples and show you on the screen right now. And honestly, that makes a great impact in your final image. It's gonna provide that nice depth of field. It's gonna give you a more professional look. But just because you have a 35 or just because you have like a prime lens doesn't mean you have to shoot at 1.4 like all the time. But it is gonna make you stand out from the rest. It was one of my first lenses to get after I got, a trusty 24-70. It was one of my first lenses that I got. And man, I love it. I use it any talking head video, any interview setup. It's one of the first lenses I use. It's my first choice. Depending on the environment, but for the most part, it's my most used lens for these kind of videos. And also I have on it is a, I believe, 5 to 8 stop ND filter, and also a Cinebloom filter. I'll put the exact ones I have in the link below. If you don't have a prime lens, get a prime lens. It's just great. I would highly suggest getting either a 35 and 50, 35, 24, whatever focal length works better for your workflow. Try to get at least one prime lens in your kit. It's gonna give you that nice and crisp look that you've been looking for. Also, one quick tip, on top of my 35, I know I mentioned I have a Cinebloom filter. It's what gives you that nice and soft look. It pretty much blooms the highlights and gives you like that natural glow around the image, whether it be like shots like this during the day, or if you have like any type of stage lighting, any type of ambient lighting, it'll give you that nice glow around the edges, which honestly, it gives you a more cinematic look overall. So if you don't have one, yeah, again, I'll drop it in the link below. Okay, next is lighting. Lighting is everything when it comes to video, photos as well. Ideally, if you're in this type of setting, it's best to shoot in shaded areas. You don't want that harsh lighting across your face. In some cases, it does work. I'll probably show you some examples of when you can't control it, or maybe you just have to use it. But if you have the choice, always try to shoot in the shade. It's always going to give you a better result. Or if you're in a more controlled environment, if you're indoors and if you're in a studio, I'll show you some lighting setup examples that I've used in the past that worked for me. Yeah, lighting is everything. I've been in situations where I couldn't control the lighting. I couldn't either bring lighting, I just couldn't control the lighting. In most cases, always bring your own lighting. But I'll show you some examples where I went to a gym before, and in that situation you cannot set up lighting. You can't obstruct the boxers like gym and all that stuff. So you just have to work with what you got. But for any type of interview setup, or any setup where you can control lighting, control it. But I'll show you some examples that I have in the past that worked for me. But yeah, lighting is everything. Always try to put the softest lighting on your subject. It's going to give you like that nice soft lighting, nice across the skin, no harsh lighting. um, unless you're trying to go for a specific look. I'll show you another example I have. But yeah, lighting can definitely make or break your image. Okay, next is camera settings. Honestly, this is really gonna have to rely on your camera skills. um, Camera settings is where you really have to lock in and get right when it comes to your ISO, aperture, shutter speed, white balance, what frame rate you're shooting at, and then have to balance all those things. um, I'll give you some tips. I always find that, I know it's called the 180-degree rule. You always want to put your shutter speed double your frame rate, and as far as your aperture, I always try to go as low as possible. And then my ISO, I try to stick in the dual native ISO for the most part, but sometimes I do break it. You're just gonna have to find that balance between all your settings. And then as far as white balance, whatever is the most natural to your environment. 5600 white balance is gonna be the most normal white balance you could do. It's daylight, it's gonna be the most common. If you're indoors, a lot of times you'll have that warm lighting. That's probably like 2600 Kelvin. Yeah, it really depends on what mood you're going for. But that's where, whatever lighting situation you're in, it's just gonna have to be the most natural. Next is gonna be location. Honestly, location is just as important as any of the other points I made. Location can make or break your story, your video. And it's not just about like your location itself, like whether it be a house or wherever you're at. Even where you place your subject, the location of your subject, the location of your background, all that has to play into your final image. Obviously, if your background's too busy, it can look unflattering. Or if it's just like an ugly background straight up, no one's gonna watch your video. I'm sorry. That's the truth. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, location, you don't know how important your location is. And I'll show you some more examples of just how much location matters. And honestly, the points I'm making can go for, hold on, this car going by. The reality of filming in public, I know. Okay, but yeah, all these points I'm making, it can go for literally any type of field or project that you're going for. Whether you're filming social media talking head videos, you're filming ads, you're filming shoot a movie, a short film, YouTube videos, like all these things play into your final video no matter what you're doing. So yeah, let me just show you some more examples of good locations, and just how good everything plays into your final image. Okay, the next thing I want to cover is color grading. This I don't know, for me, I love color grading, and time again I see people coloring their images and you're straight up making people look like Oompa Loompas. Like, come on, bro. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, color grading, honestly, I feel like a lot of people, especially if you don't know what you're doing, can oversaturate the subject. I always try to make my image as natural as possible, but also give it like an oomph, like a cinematic feel, yet natural. A lot of people do tend to mess up skin tones, or just make colors look like literally something that doesn't exist, unnatural. And there's some times where you can do that and it works. If you're going for a real stylized look, or if you're doing some type of project and you're trying to go for a certain mood, definitely that works. But for the most part, some people still miss it. This is how I break down my coloring. You'll see the before and after. Yeah, that was cool, right? Um, but yeah, I'll show you some different looks you can go for. Maybe I'll scroll through a couple images or just slap a couple LUTs over the same image just to see how you can break down your color. But yeah, for the most part, um, if anything you want to get out of color grading, try to get your skin tones right. Um, for me, that's a priority. I never want to look someone too pale, too oversaturated, too blue, too orange, to whatever color, um, and then just make them look totally unflattering and unnatural. Um, but yeah, color grading, and honestly, I love that process. It's so much fun. Um, for me, I love color grading. And I use DaVinci Resolve. If you don't know, soon I do want to do like a color grading breakdown of how I color my images. That'll be another video for another time. But yeah, hopefully this helps you guys. I just wanted to, create a video that'll help whoever's watching, help up and coming filmmakers, videographers, cinematographers, people, whatever kind of project you do. This will definitely up your quality overall, the points I've made, and yeah, everything I used to film this video, I'll link it down below. But yeah, I'll probably put clips of my exact setup right now. It's pretty much what my go-to setup for these kinds of videos, and I'll suggest some other lenses. Maybe another video for certain situations, but this is my go-to setup. 35mm 1.4. I'm currently using the FX3, and I'm using I believe it's a 5 to 8 stop ND filter with the Cinebloom. And yeah, this is the final look. And if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to comment, leave a like, and turn those notifications on right now. I'll just wait here till you do it. Another car passing by. Anyway, did you do it yet? Alright, cool. Alright, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.